Hello YouTubers, long time no video. I apologize for that. And hello also to my Facebook friends and whomever else would watch this. I wanted to do a video up on something that is very personal to me and something that I think a lot of people need to recognize and to try to understand. Also something that I think a lot of people maybe could relate to. And that right there would be one of the things. I would like to touch base this morning on those things that you can't see. So many people look at other people and can't understand them to why they, act a certain way and just how they carry themselves sometimes. Because there are just so many things that happen on the inside that can make you sick that you can't see on the outside. And it's hard. I mean, it's like if you have a cold and you're sneezing and that, people can see that, they can hear you sneezing, they can see you blowing your nose, hear you cough and whatever. They can see that you maybe don't look too good and everything, you look a little run down. But when you have something like arthritis or diabetes or some form of a mental disorder, when you have like MS, something like that, cancer, these are just some things that you just can't see on the outside sometimes. I mean, sometimes there and you can, with different things, like if you're going through chemotherapy and you go bald and everything, you can see that the person's bald and everything, and little things and stuff and everything. Even like with diabetes, you may see like where they've checked their fingers and everything, they poke their fingers and everything to check their sugar. And then, or like if they like wear shorts and they have to wear like special socks that maybe they come up so far above where like their shoes are at, and maybe you can see that the socks are a little different. Just little things and everything, but I mean, it's just the stuff that's going on the inside. And it makes it hard because so many people, like, it's so easy to judge people. That's what people do, they judge people and everything. And we all do it. We're all human. We're all, I mean, I'm not taking myself out of that because I'm just as guilty as the next person and everything. And I don't care if you're a Christian, atheist, what you are, it really doesn't matter. Just being human in general, it's so easy to judge somebody by, just looking at them. And one of the things, like with me, and you guys know I'm really raw in that and I don't hold back, is the fact that, I have dealt with social anxiety for a very, very long time. And my anxiety is not as bad as what it used to be, but there's times that I have flare-ups. And a lot of people, what, maybe look at me out in public and be like, oh my gosh, she's so weird. Because there's times where, when I'm really nervous and everything, I'll talk an awful lot and everything to whoever I'm with and everything. Like if I'm out with like a family member or whatever and everything, I'll talk an awful lot because I'm just so nervous and everything. And I'm trying to, trying to get away from that. Like if I talk, I can distract myself and everything, and I can, whatever and everything. Or I may fidget sometimes, and fidgeting doesn't happen too often, but every now and again I may like make like a jerky motion, or you'll see my head like I just can't. There's times I can be perfectly still. That was one thing I always did in school. Is like if we had to line up for something and they needed you to stay still, I was always the one out of most kids in everything, wherever, whatever class I was in, whatever, I could stay still the longest and the best and everything. I never would fidget or anything, for something like that. And even today, I probably could do it if I had to, but it's just the fact that there's times that I do that in public, and it's weird because people can't seem to understand it. I am one of these people where if I'm out in public, I constantly, no matter where I'm at, I have to go to the bathroom. It's like I'm one of these ones like you see in the commercial. It's like I go into some place and automatically I have to know, where the bathroom is located. And I might go a couple times, and what I try to do is if I know I'm going to go someplace, like let's say I'm going to go on a Wednesday, maybe like Tuesday, I just won't drink that awful much. I'm trying to get better about that. I won't drink as much. I try, not to have any coffee because obviously it's a diuretic and everything, which means it makes you urinate an awful lot and that. So, and it's not overactive bladder. It's just, it's in my head. It's just this thing like, oh my God, 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 and everything where like you're worried in that. And even if I don't really feel that way, even if I feel calm, I still find myself where I'm like battling this inner demon, where it's like I can't, no matter how hard I try to stay relaxed and everything, and I may look cool on the outside, on the inside, I just have a hard time controlling that urge, that thing and everything that's trying to hold me back from doing whatever it is that I have to do. And it's very frustrating. And my palms get really sweaty, and I just, it's very hard and everything. I mean, there was times, years and years ago where I couldn't even make eye contact with people in a conversation because I was so nervous. Now I can finally do that. I mean, I really have, grown out of a lot of that with the anxiety, where the social anxiety is concerned. But I also have an issue with, just regular, nervous anxiety disorder, which makes it really hard for me because I'm always, there's times I just get really, like obviously anxious and that. I'm actually dealing with a health issue right now, being short of breath. Don't know why I'm short of breath. I've already went through tests for that. One of the tests came back, everything's all right. So I've got 2 more tests I'm waiting on to find out what's wrong. I don't know if it's like an issue with my lungs or what it is, I really don't know, and I'm just waiting to find out, and I've been in bad shape for a while now, and I mean, it's like, even just doing this, I'm finally, like, talking an awful lot, I get short of breath. I never used to be like that. There's times I can just be sitting, well, it's like I get up in the morning, and it's like I don't even do it. I guess like you get up, you go to the bathroom, I go to get dressed, I'm already short of breath. I haven't said a word, I haven't gotten up, like, and ran or did anything. I just gradually got up, and did and everything, not making a lot of, like, quick movements or whatever, and I'm automatically short of breath. When I get really hot, I'm short of breath and everything. So I know if they can't get this straightened out soon, I'm going to really suffer this summer, because when I get really, really hot and everything, there's times when I'm lifting something heavy, I get short of breath. So I've become limited on what I can do, and I've noticed here even more recent that when I'm out walking now, it's starting to hit me. The other day, I didn't think I was going to make it that awful far because I got short of breath, and I'm trying to push myself. I'm going out anyway. I was running, doing like walk runs and that. I don't know now if I could even stand to run. Since I went through the tests and that, I just feel like it's gotten worse. So it's hard. But like I said, I just wanted to do this because I think it's so frustrating for people, because I have a friend, and I don't know if she'll watch this or not, and I won't name names, but I have a friend who has MS, and she said I think she said something once, that people, they treat her differently because of her, like, she gets to where she wants to go do something, but her muscles ache so bad that she can't go. She's had to miss a lot of things. She gets sick and she can't go. And it's not like she's trying to get out of stuff. She really wants to go, but her MS prevents her from doing that. And people, they look at you so funny and everything, like, oh my God, what's wrong with that person? Because, and I obviously don't have MS and everything, but I know my, one doctor I had, every time I'd go for appointments, kept checking me for fibromyalgia, because I have, aching neck muscles and shoulder pains and stuff quite often. I actually got hurt in school, before I got homeschooled. I got hurt in gym, and I never went to the doctor. I just went home and everything, and did the ice thing and the whole thing, and I should have went to the doctor to get checked out. I'm figuring I hurt myself, and to this day now, I suffer like through the winter time and everything. I'm afraid that I may be getting arthritis in there, and there's just times that I pain, really bad and everything. I can't stand it when I don't like cold weather, because as soon as it gets cold, it's just like, and or if I overdo it with something, whatever. But it's just, it's just the little things that I want to make awareness for this, because it's not like we're not being lazy. First of all, we're not being lazy. That's one of the things I think a lot of people figure, oh, you're just trying to get out of stuff. And we're not trying to get out of stuff. We're not lazy and everything. We just can't do. I mean, I'm a little on the slow side. I mean, when I do something, if you give me something to do, I promise when it's done, it's going to be done 100%, the way you want it, accurate, whatever, and everything. But I maybe just be a little bit slower on it. Then there are other things I may be a little bit faster on. But there's times where I can just, like, bam, 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 bam. I can catch right on to something. And then there's times I'm a little bit slower because of some issues that I deal with and everything. And it's not like I want to be like that and everything. I keep saying, I didn't ask to be born this way. This is just something that happened, and it's hard to deal with. And I mean, it's like nobody asks for MS. Nobody asks for cancer or diabetes or, arthritis or any of this. It's just stuff that happens. Fibromyalgia and everything. I've had the Epstein-Barr virus. If anybody's familiar with that, I mean, I'm still tired all the time. But as far as I know, I mean, because I beat it here a few years ago when I had it, and I finally beat it. And as far as I know, I don't have it. But I'm always afraid, that it's going to creep back. So I have to take D3, every day to try to prevent that from coming back. And that's another thing, being tired all the time. I mean, I yawn through church and everything when the gentleman that plays the guitar and everything and does the music and everything, I yawn through his whole thing. I yawn when the preacher's preaching and that. And it's not that I find the sermon and all that boring. I'm just tired all the time. I mean, I could sleep, just get tons and tons and tons of sleep, and it just doesn't matter. I'm tired all the time, and nobody knows why. I've been through the sleep test and that, and it's not an issue like that. It's just me. I am who I am, and that's the thing, though. That's what I think makes everybody unique, though. Now, as a writer, I'm a writer because of issues that I dealt with as a child and stuff. I mean, I've been writing since I was about the age of 8. I'm actually celebrating this year being my 23rd year writing, and it makes you who you are. It really does. Cancer takes people that never thought that they could move a mountain, and it makes them move mountains, to get into remission. That's what happens. It builds your character, and it makes you who you are, and it helps you to discover inner talents and bring things out that you never thought that you ever could bring out, maybe, and everything, or things that you just now discovering within yourself. But I just want to bring awareness to these things and everything. And just, if anybody has anything they want to say, please comment and everything. I would love to hear your comments. But I just want to bring awareness to the fact that we're not weirdos. We're not losers, everything. We're human beings, and everybody has something they're dealing with. I don't care how perfect you think you are, how perfect maybe you are and everything. Maybe you come off as everything, having a lot of money, having this, having that, whatever. We all have something we're dealing with, and it maybe just something little and everything. I mean, maybe you have like a mole in a certain spot that doesn't look right, or maybe you have something with your speech that maybe isn't right and everything, or you have maybe one leg's a little bit longer than the other. Everybody has something. I don't care what it is. You have something. Everybody has a story, and if you think that you don't have, then you need to look inside yourself and say, okay, because everybody has something. And I think that, to me, that's healthy. I mean, and it doesn't sound healthy because these things aren't healthy, obviously. But I think, and I'm not saying that obviously you want to go out and everything and just think, okay, now what do I have to do to get this disease? It's not like that. But I think, that our little imperfections are healthy, because little imperfections help to define who you are as a person. And, I mean, I've seen so many people that did not think that they could, overcome certain hurdles in their life and things. And now today they are, just on top of everything in their world, and they have so much control, and they're so much better people than what they were before they came, across this thing that was holding them back or hindering them from doing something that they wanted to do. And that's where I'm at right now. I mean, I'm obviously dealing, with the shortness of breath and other issues in that's holding me back, but then in that process, I'm working on my 7th book, and I'm also trying to work on the children's book and everything. Seeing that I'm an aunt now, I'm trying to work on the children's book for my nephew and everything for his 1st birthday next year. And I don't like the things that I've had to go through, as a child and everything, and just all the suffering and the pain and all this and that I went through, and the fear and, just all the junk that I went through and everything growing up. But if I wouldn't have went through that, I wouldn't be a writer today. I wouldn't be where I am. It really makes a difference on where you've come from. And I'm a lefty, which helps too. Lefties are usually pretty good with that stuff and everything. But like I said, I just wanted to touch base on this, though, because it's so frustrating when you have people that look at you and they make fun of you because you're different. When I was in school, in high school, I sat at the lunch table with the kids that were like autistic and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with them. I mean, they're autistic and everything. They have these issues and that, but they are the nicest people. They would go the extra mile to do something to make other people happy, to help other people out. That's what they want to do. They're very nice people and everything. They're very smart. And one of the things that happens when you have something like that, it's just like if your left eye turn around, if you go blind, or you're like partially blind, the sight in your right eye is going to get a little bit more stronger because it has to make up for that one not working as well. And that's the way that it is with a lot of autistic people. I mean, I've known kids and everything that maybe their mind wasn't very strong, but they could lift things, and they were just so strong. And if they got a hold of you, I mean, they could snap you in half. And they don't even really look like they could and everything, but their body's making up for where they lack on one thing. They're stronger in something else. So, I mean, don't ever underestimate somebody. And, I mean, they didn't ask for that. And I hate when people use the R word and stuff against these people, because they're beautiful people. I'm telling you, if you could spend some time with these people, you would be so, just so, I'm not even sure what the word would be and everything. You learn so much, and it really makes a difference. So my thing for you today, in closing on this, because I always do long videos, my thing in closing is today, go out and look at people and observe people and see how everybody is different, and embrace those differences. Embrace the differences in yourself that you have, you know, with other people and everything when you get around one another. In a room full of people, see that and appreciate that and respect that and try to learn from that and let these people know that they're loved. Give somebody a hug today that maybe has something wrong with them that you're aware of, or even if you don't know what it is exactly, if you just see there's something different in them and you get to talking and that, just let them know and everything that you care, because it's the little things that make a difference. And so I'm going to go ahead and close this, but I just want to let everybody know that I love you guys. I'm glad to be back, and God bless you. Mwah.